Reduction of working hours is complicating the summer in Benidorm town. Tourism in Spain is on its limit, and many British tourists, as well as some other international tourists too, and people coming to visit Canary Islands, are deciding to head elsewhere. All the most important events in Benidorm town for the month of June, plus the weather forecast. All of this and more in today's Benidorm news update. Enjoy it. Welcome back to the channel Benidorm by Anna. Today we're here to let you know all the latest Benidorm news. Let's start with the tourism update first. And as you know, it is really busy in our region. There's plenty of people, plenty of tourists. There's hotels with overall capacity over 90%. Some of them are even fully booked at some specific points, especially on weekends. Whenever we go and see the terraces of the hotels, such as when we went to the secret fountain garden terrace, we've seen the Marina Resort on the Girona Street, on the Bridge Street. It was packed up with groups and people, full as we've never seen it before. And this happens in many other places here in Benidorm town. There's going to be many very interesting events happening right now in June. And here on the screen, you're able to see which ones these actually are. First of all, there's going to be a championship, which is European Championship of Darts. This is called Bull Shooter, and this one's going to be available from 8th till 14th of June. We also have a beach volley of Benidorm from 13th to 15th of June. The Spanish Championship of Football for the veterans, for those who are more like advanced age, from 13th to 16th of June. Once again, there's going to be beach tennis, which is a Spanish championship organized by Mapfre Insurance, 22nd to 24th of June. From 19th to the 24th, we have an incredible event here. If you'll be here on holidays these days of June, make sure you assist, because we will be having Hogueras of San Juan. The night of San Juan is officially when the summer starts in Spain. We do not live by calendar summer as many other countries do. We live by other type of calendar, which means that summer here hits on the 21st, 22nd of June. This night, there's plenty of live music. There's bonfire even. Some places do have it forbidden though, but there will be a bonfire at La Cala Finestrat. Probably there's going to be live DJ music, entertainment. People like you've never ever seen that place before. And many people from Benidorm will be heading there, since in Benidorm there's no big celebration as it is, but it's right next door in La Cala of Finestrat. So make sure you go there and check it out if you will be here. Starting from like 6, 7 p.m. up until past midnight. Incredible, worth visiting celebration, trust me. So from 20th to 29th of June, we have the Tapas and Pinchos contest in Benidorm, which means that there's going to be specific restaurants and bars that will offer tapas for popular prices and pinchos, and you will be able to vote on which one you think will be the best one. Something similar as during Benidorm Fest here in town. We do it every single year, and it's very nice to try out typical Spanish tapas and get to know slightly more about our culture. Then from 14th towards 26th to 28th of June, we'll have theater performances. And on the 1st of June, we will have the 5K running, and you can also go like a fast march, which is organized by Benidorm firefighters. This is against the or to support better to say people who are suffering from ELA, ELA. I'm sure internationally it has a different name, but in Spain it's called ELA. The disease, and every single year in this support for about 5 or 6 years for now, they've been organizing this solidarity event. So if you want to have a run or at least have like a fast walk, you can still register online, or even on the same day. It's going to be Sunday, 1st of June at 10:30, but you're able to register early morning at the town square by the town hall. I'm quite sure some of you will be participating if you are here. So all these events, summing up with all the theme parks that are open already, summing up with all the boat trips, excursions, viewpoints, natural park, different villages, towns, places to see, chocolate factories, museums, etc. It's just markets, especially crafts markets. There's so many things to do on such a little amount of time. But like this, you will be able to choose which ones would you like to visit first. And now let's continue with two main news. First of these is about the reduction of the overall working hours, like a work week in Spain, which is from 40 hours dropping to 37 and a half. This means that this reduction would obviously give us 2.5 hours in a week, which technically, if you check it out per day, it's around 45 to 50 minutes less every single day. The thing is that it's good in some areas, but in others, such as touristic destinations like Benidorm, hotel industry and hosteleria, which is bars, restaurants, cafeterias, are saying that it's going to cost them a loss and it's going to be a very, very bad decision. Honestly, is not such a big issue as many people think. Different businessmen and business owners in touristic sector industry are stating basically they will lose a lot of profit because either they will need to contract more people or pay hours extra or close down earlier in a day to be able to adjust to the new working hour system. This would mean that the average business would have to close down like not even 1 hour earlier than they should have. This honestly is not a huge of a deal. Personally, not sure what you think, but do I feel like they are too defensive on this because people do not want to pay the same wage for people who are working now less hours? Because that's what's going to be happening. The wage is going to remain the same, but the working hours will reduce. That is done because it is believed, and there's many studies about it, that the productivity and how many things you can do, you can adjust it within that specific time. So there's no need for you to stay such long hours at work. If you can do the same job in a slightly less period of time, you'll get more time of consolation with your family. You get more time to have a walk, to do some sports, to enjoy, just relax a little bit. So there's more quality of life overall, and people will be happier, so the productivity will increase. Thus, everything is good. But for some reason, hotel industry and tourism industry does not like this at all. The last news, or better to say the last update that we wanted to give you guys, is about what is happening in tourism in general. You all know that there's been different types of fake news online. We've talked with you already here on the channel about the latest update from Canary Islands, what's going on. But Spain, overall, not Spain in general, because whenever we see the news, it's like Spain has this crisis. People think that one single region is whole Spain whenever they publish the news out there, which is not the case, obviously. Spain is a huge country. You can only see where Canary Islands are located. They're so far away from Peninsula. And in general, to go around all Spain, you'll need around 10 hours from going from top point to the bottom part of Spain. So it is a huge country. Obviously not like US or Canada, but still it's quite a big country. Thus, it's not a whole Spain. But overall, if we look at this, the touristic areas obviously have a limit, and this limit probably was reached these last couple of years. And the government and the local authorities are thinking on what to do with it, because mass tourism is not the best solution, because at the end of it, people will just visit the area that is dirty, that is not prepared, that is not ready, not good, and the experience, overall experience, will not be as good as it could have been due to being in a maxified touristic area. Canary Islands do suffer a tiniest bit right now already due to some cancellations. It's not a massive cancellation amount that they're registering, but still there are mostly British tourists. There are some Germans as well that decide to cancel it. Some people have heard about the touristic tax, even though it's not been approved, and they've decided that it's about time to go elsewhere. So they're going to Spain, but other areas such as Costa Blanca, Benidorm, which is where we register increase of tourism non-stop. for the last few years after pandemics, especially. There's been an absolute boom. There's hotels, there's places are full, but it doesn't feel overcrowded, and our systems, our natural parks, our beach line does not suffer from it just yet. Hopefully, fingers crossed, we will not be suffering from this maxified tourism as Canary Islands are suffering currently. They're trying to come up with any kind of idea which can go only in two directions. One is increase taxes, and two is to limit the amount of people that are able to come, or also increase wages, obviously, of all those who are working in the area so that they would be able to actually afford a place to live in the same municipality or on the same island where they have to work in tourism, so that everyone would be more or less happy. But we'll see how this will go. So far, this is the latest news coming out from Canary Islands that we have. And now let's talk about the weather forecast. In today's video on midday, we've shown you how Benidorm's Levante Beach is looking like when the heat wave slowly arrives to Spain. Overall, we went from rainstorms from quite chilly day overall towards a very hot weather and really big temperatures. In south parts of Spain today, they are reaching already more than 30 degrees, which would be considered normal. However, in just a couple of days' time, we will reach more than 30 to 32 with a real feel of about 34, 35 degrees if you stay long enough on the sunshine and there is no strong breeze or wind. And south parts of Spain, such as Cordoba, they will have more than 41 right now when we are just going to 1st of June. This is absolutely incredible. So Spain has not, it's not an alert as it is, but Spain has issued an information on the official meteorology website, which is IMET, and they've said that the amount of UV rays is really big. It is a dangerous, in a sense, amount of UV rays, UVA, UVB. So people need to put some sunscreen on. People need to avoid going outside on peak hours of the day, especially on midday, because there's plenty of sunburns and health issues, skin issues afterwards. This is no joke. Spanish sun is really aggressive, especially when it comes to summer season. Thus, you need to be protected if you're planning on spending quite a few hours a day on sunshine. As for the temperatures, we've talked already that it's going to be quite warm. It's not going to be raining. It's going to be sunny. It's going to be a great weather overall here. And right now we are in approximately 30 degrees real feel on the sunshine. And towards the upcoming days, it's going to be 32 plus 32, maybe even 33 on midday. And the water temperature already is higher than 20 degrees. It's 20.3, which means that even for us locals, it is time to go for a swim into the sea and into our local swimming pools outside. Thank you for accompanying us in today's Benidorm news update. Wish you a lovely day, and we'll see you in a new video here on the channel very soon. Goodbye.